Princeton wearing the dark uniforms, and they get the basketball first. This is a team that won 21 games. They were bounced in the semifinals by Harvard in the Ivy Tournament, which only features the top 4 teams. And Steph, you just talked about Ashley Chia as we take a look at tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Capital One for Iowa State. They start 4 sophomores. Emily Ryan, though, the 5th-year senior, is a terrific point guard who makes them go.
Outstanding defensive play by Olivia Hutcherson.
And there you take a look at Princeton's starting lineup. You mentioned Hutcherson and Parker Hill, the only senior in that starting lineup as well. Boy, the class of 2027 is going to, I know WNBA head coach with Indiana here.
Well, you're going to see a steady dose of these pick and rolls and mid-range pull-ups by Chia, trying to bring Audi Crooks out of the paint.
Yes, it's always a strategy, and that's something Bill Fennelly talked about with his adjustments, is how will they play Audi Crooks. Kelsey Jones knocking down the 3 from the very famous Jones family.
Kelsey Jones has started the last 9 games because of that ability to stretch the floor, knock down this 3, what she gives him on both ends, and that's a great cut by Chia.
That's what you expect to see with a team like Princeton. Chia, first team All-Ivy, unanimous this year. And there's Audi.
You know, it's really difficult when Audi Crooks gets on the block or below the block that you're not going to stop her, certainly. Ball pressure has to be key. You got to make those passes difficult. You got to use your length on the interior. Try to make her shoot over the top.
But the key, right, is try to keep the pass from reaching her at all. And there's Chia with the bucket. And you're going to see she had a good little reaction after she hit the shot. She's a lot of flash out there. Sophomore from LA. Now inside to Crooks. Just unstoppable. Parker Hill guarding her, listed at 6'4". Crooks with the rebound. She leads her team in scoring, rebounding. 60% from the floor. Ryan, there you go. Terrific pass to find Brown.
It's exactly what Emily Ryan does. I mean, she is the consummate point guard. She understands how to manipulate defense, how to get her teammates involved.
Ryan, a senior from Claflin, Kansas. Hometown of Jackie Stiles. And there's the little push shot for Parker Hill. Again, the only senior that starts for this team. And it's appreciable minutes. Honorable mention All-Ivy this year.
Really 1 through 4. She'll play some point guard tonight, some point forward. But she's the perfect complement to Audi Crooks because she can spread the floor, because she can play off the bounce.
Block by Jones. Ryan trying to get it into Crooks, and it's kicked.
Averaging just under 10 points a game in the Ivy League, has really gained confidence offensively.
Getting a lot more minutes this year. Princeton lost a lot of talent from last year's squad, including Caitlin Shen, who now plays for UConn as a grad transfer. And
a few minutes before Audi Crooks comes back in the ballgame, get her involved in the flow.
Slicing through the defense. Tall unable to get it to fall. Crooks will come in at the next whistle. She's at the scorer's table. Along with Ryan, and the top-heavy league is the top 3 of that 18 league. Columbia, Harvard, who won the tournament, and Princeton really doing some damage, and they all got in for the first time ever, 3 Ivies.
And they beat up on each other throughout the course of the season, all have really good net ratings.
They swept Harvard before Harvard got them in the semifinals of Ivy Madness, which is what they call the 4-team tournament. Crooks, good luck stopping that. Comes Chia. Way too strong by Belker.
And Princeton a little bit impatient offensively right now. They're taking the first shot that they can get, really not forcing Iowa State to guard multiple actions or multiple sides of the floor.
Some contact but no foul call. Crooks is trailing the play, and Princeton finally gets a basket. They've gone about 5.5 minutes without one before Tall delivered. They need a shot. Brown, the extra pass into Crooks. He couldn't get it to go. Hit 4 of their first 8 shots, but then went 1 for 10 for the rest of the quarter. Meanwhile, Iowa State shooting 50%.
Yeah, this is a really good defensive team in Princeton. I mean, they're 31st in the nation in scoring defense.
And Bill Fennelly is 1 win away from 800 in his career. Only Gino Auriemma and Wes Moore have more wins among active coaches in the NCAA. Again, this is his 23rd, or his 30th season and 23rd NCAA appearance.
That was a great offensive possession for Princeton. Really got back to doing what they do, which is playing on both sides of the floor, running a lot of off-ball screening action, facilitating through the post-up as well, and Parker Hill able to go to work.
Brown over Hill. Into single digits, and that is the first foul that has been called.
Great job right here, Parker Hill. She's looking to see what happens and how Iowa State defends the split. She realizes she's got one-on-one, so she goes to work, and then on the other end, there was certainly an answer from Addy Brown. First quarter, we noticed quick shots for Princeton, not really doing what they do best in terms of working the offense.
Brown thought about it, instead put it on the deck. Offense looking different with Crooks not out there. And the ball is turned over. Reagan Wilson in a mask check back in. She has 56 threes, now 57 on the season. That leads her team. Belker going right at Crooks and puts it in off the glass.
It's a great team.
Starting lineup again this season. Only a 3-point game. Crooks off the rim. Belker gets the miss.
Great work by Parker Hill on the defensive end. Really made Audi Crooks work her position.
Has not yet picked up a foul.
And you've got to stay active. You can't allow Audi Crooks to feel where you are and to get her body.
10-2 run if you go back to the end of the first. They've been down by as many as 9. And the Princeton defense continues to turn them over. That is good work again by Belker. Keep it on ESPN, every game streaming as well. First and second rounds getting underway Friday through Monday, including Silas Swords. And Iowa State has not scored in 3.5 minutes, during which time they've turned the ball over 3 times. She caught up by Crooks, a little off-balance shot. What a great second effort. Great success, and we'll see Notre Dame on Friday. But right now, Iowa State desperately needing a bucket. This is the person to get it for you. Crooks was calling for the ball, and she got it. They had gone 4.5 minutes without scoring, and that goes in. Friendly roll for Nowicki. His sister Chet just graduated from Princeton. There's the first foul. Crooks just a 69% working. Become a better rebounder, a better free throw shooter. Small town in Iowa. Algona, Iowa. It's right at the Minnesota border and didn't have a lot of top-level competition. before she got to Iowa State. There's a charge, so back-to-back fouls now.
She's been incredible early and continues to get better and continues to understand the areas of growth. And you mentioned the free throw shooting, the rebounding, defensively.
Think of all the great players that have come through Iowa State as Addy Brown gets into double figures.
Start teaching again, right? When you've got youthful enthusiasm, when you've got joyful players who want to get better every day, as Ashley Chia, speaking of joyful players.
Taken away by Tall, who has the swim move to get around Brown. Princeton can set up as we go towards 3 minutes left to go. And this Princeton team, no surprise that they're just continuing to fight.
Fadimatal's got such great awareness on the defensive end, and she's guarding Addy Brown, who's the second most lethal player on the floor, right, for Iowa State. And she has the awareness to just get her hand in that driving lane. Right there, she does it again and forces a tough shot.
Here comes Princeton with Jackson trailing. 5-on-4. Chia got it!
That's a great extra pass by Fadimatal. She probably had an open three, but passed it up to get the best shot on the floor.
Chia now with a dozen. Princeton has 20 points in this quarter. The Cyclones just 7. Look over Coach Carla Berube, they got that rebound, and she's giving that signal, go, go. She really does want them to try to get down the floor as quickly as possible. Good mid-range look, and it falls. It's a 9-0 run after the Hutcherson basket. Iowa State can shoot themselves back into it, but just a one and done. Boy, Parker Hill doing a really good job defensively, and that's her 7th rebound. Belker with the miss, tapped out by Hutcherson, and it results in another three. Crooks way outside, now goes into the lane. Brown is bottled up, shot clock dwindling. Another great defensive stand. Ashley Chia, a sophomore from LA, a subject of a documentary that will be released in the next few days. We'll get into that later on, but boy, what a spark plug she has been. The run is now 12-0. And the step back for Tall. Fadimatal joins Chia in double figures. Iowa State desperately trying to finish this quarter off. It's been dismal so far for them. And they don't do it. They have gone 105 straight quarters where they scored at least 10 points. That was snapped when they only scored 7 in the second quarter. Brown and Crooks combined 9 of 18 from the floor. The rest of the team just 2 for 10. And Princeton, you mentioned it, boy, hustle plays, all the extra effort.
Learning from her, and you know, now it's on her shoulders, right, to be that leader, to be that facilitator and scorer on the floor, and she has taken advantage.
And Princeton, that's Hutcherson with her second block of the game.
Emily Ryan attack, and Hutcherson, same result as that very first play.
Hutcherson last year scored 4 points all season. That's the bread and butter for Iowa State to get it into Crooks. Coming off a 32-point game in their last contest. That was a quarterfinal loss to Baylor in the Big 12. Ryan came over to bother Hill, and she just turned around and didn't get the prayer answered. Addy Brown started off so great in this game. They're trying to get into Crooks. Iowa State has 21 seconds to shoot.
To keep moving, to not allow herself to get sealed. After those first couple of possessions early in the ballgame, she's been much better, but Addy Brown knocks down a big-time three.
Before Princeton went on a tear in the second quarter. Tall, ran into Ryan. Emily Ryan gives out the primal screen.
Emily Ryan is playing off of Olivia Hutcherson, and when the double team comes or when she turns her back, Hutcherson has to cut that baseline. They've got to be able to make them pay.
This is what Iowa State certainly can do. Ryan able to take it away on the baseline. Ryan in the first half, no points, 1 assist and 2 turnovers, and has come out on a mission as Hutcherson steps through. Sydney Harris steps in. For more information, go to ncaa.com. Hutcherson at the line. One of the 4 sophomores who start with the senior Hill, who is trying to stop the sophomore Audi Crooks. Not that time.
No, and you've got to stay active, right? As long as Audi Crooks is on the floor, you've got to stay active on the defensive end.
Elker almost got it taken away. Ryan comes up with the board.
Sky Belker's shots have been a little short. When she came into this with the last 3 games averaging over 20 points a ball game, it's been a little short. You can deliver it.
Hutcherson gets it back to Chia with the shot clock in single digits. Picked up her dribble. Now Emily Ryan with the breakaway. And she missed it, but great hustle by her teammate Kelsey Jones to pick her up.
Well, it's been a game of runs. Iowa State started the ball game on a run. Princeton went on the big one in the second quarter, and the Cyclones, after I'm sure a spirited locker room conversation, came out to set the tone in the third.
And Coach Fennelly gave a great pregame talk. I would imagine the halftime talk was maybe a little bit different inflection and emphasis, but they came out with a different mindset. And Chia with the miss. They're not getting many second chances now. Princeton led by as many as 15. Addy Brown, short but fouled.
They average of 38 points and 15 rebounds a game. And certainly when you think about the Iowa State teams of the past, Mother played at Michigan State. But when you think about those teams, and Bill Fennelly said, we had to go back to work.
Princeton led by 15 at the start of this quarter. The 3, the drought continues. Princeton's missed 7 straight shots. And now the Cyclones can take the lead. And they do just that.
First round win in the Big 12 tournament against Arizona State. She can fill it up. And I love the way that Bill Fennelly uses her, moves her around, gets her scoring in a lot of different ways.
She hit 5 threes in that 41-point effort.
And it was interesting talking to Coach Fennelly about her because he said she reminds me a lot of Bridget Carlton. And Bridget Carlton has certainly went on to have an outstanding pro career. She continues to do so. And Emily Ryan gets on the board.
Her first basket of the game. Boy, Bill Fennelly had nothing but praise for her. Look at this company with these numbers. Sabrina and Caitlin Clark. It's a screen from Hill, but then Crooks gets in her way. Princeton needs a shot. It's Hill, and it breaks finally a drought. It was an 0 for 10 field goal drought. Brown got it blocked.
Uses that length.
Taylor Charles, 6'2", junior. Brown backing her right up. Hill almost taken away by Ryan. They need a shot. Just tipped to the front of the rim. Crooks. Iowa State has 25 points in this quarter. Chia didn't even look to turn the corner, and a foul on a three-point attempt. This has been, as you mentioned, a game of runs at the beginning of this quarter. Paul got all three of them. Emily Ryan to close out the quarter, and it goes in! Ryan just beats the buzzer. The women's basketball game against each other. Emily Ryan with a shot, a driving bucket to beat the buzzer to end the third quarter. And another block. Princeton's had a ton of them in this game. That's Hutcherson again. It's over. Crooks gets it there. Crooks and Brown doing most of the damage offensively for the Cyclones. Princeton doing a good job of drawing the foul.
Understands how to use the glass.
That was the third foul on Addy. 6 straight games in which he scored in double figures. That's a record at Iowa State, breaking Angie Welly's record.
And Angie Welly is the last true post player Bill Fennelly said that they have as well. It's been a minute. Great execution. Great execution.
20 paint points in the second half for Iowa State. Belker finally gets one to fall. She had an early basket and since then has really struggled.
Yeah, that's big time. Princeton really needed that. Scott Belker really needed that.
Now 2 of 11 from the floor. Belker averaging 13 points per game. But they can't stop Audi.
And you can't trade buckets. Like you can if it's threes for twos, but it's got to be a little bit more pressure on the ball. Make that pass a little bit more difficult. Got to flood a little bit on the backside.
Crooks got in front of Belker, who somehow was able to get creative to get around to get the bucket. Crooks working on Hill, makes it look so easy.
She does, and I think Parker Hill's getting a little tired. But Parker Hill's ability to not get sealed, to use her movement and her athleticism to get around and make it difficult, she has not been able to do that in this second half.
Paul goes inside. Yeah, that's a lot to put on Hill. On any player to try to stop Crooks one-on-one. Brown tried to get it in for Audi.
Yeah, she's going to need a break here before too long. You can see the fatigue.
Emily Ryan with the breakaway. Fifth-year senior with her name all over the Iowa State record books. Tapped out by Hutcherson. Belker lost it. Here's Jackson. End to end, tall. Goes right at Crooks and hits it as Audi hits the deck.
They have struggled at times when they have had the lead throughout the course of this season. Not atypical for a young team, really, at times, but Iowa State, I love the timeout by Bill Fennelly. He got exactly what he wanted. Audi Crooks not able to convert right there, but they have been so good in after timeout execution.
Iowa State's missed their last 6 shots, but Princeton has had trouble scoring since their 27-point second quarter. Belker, way too strong. Boarded by Harris. Crooks post up after she set the screen.
There's nothing you can do when she gets it. The denial on the pass back. Like if you deny that pass back or make Addy Brown catch it 3 or 4 more feet beyond the three-point line, the disruption on the perimeter has not been there.
Belker. You see Crooks doing most of the damage in the fourth quarter. Brown to Crooks, turns, and she got hit by Hill. Keep it going. Brooks gets them both. And there you see that second quarter was bad for every Cyclone. They only scored 7 points. 6-point advantage. Boy, Crooks is all over Hill. No foul call, but she got the bucket.
And Parker Hill was in the lane for a long time as well.
True. It was
it neutralized.
There was a lot going on there. Princeton needs a stop as we go inside a minute. Ryan looks up at the clock. On the switch, they have a mismatch with Brown underneath, but Ryan took it in by herself. Emily Ryan, the senior. Belker. Inside. And the three is just missing. And a foul call. Tall, part of the 4 starting sophomores. That's the second foul on Princeton. And somehow nothing was called there, and Princeton gets the ball. They need the 3. And it goes out! Sky Belker had it halfway in, and it just spun out. Brown catches it, foul.
And Princeton had so many fouls to give, 3 fouls to give, that we're still not shooting free throws right now, but what an effort by the Princeton Tigers and the Iowa State Cyclones.